All right, guys, welcome back for another video. And keeping in line with sort of the indicator-based series that I've been uploading recently, I wanted to upload another video on the hash ribbons indicator, which I believe does have a source of edge. It's also based on the actual, mining network and the hash rate, which I believe to be rooted in something fundamental to the Bitcoin network. Essentially, what the hash ribbons is showing you is that it's documenting the miner capitulation in the market. And so you see here very obviously, right? That if you guys are involved in the Bitcoin market at this time, you know that China banned Bitcoin mining in the state or in the country, and you saw one of the biggest miner capitulation events Bitcoin has ever seen in its entire history, and that's documented by the hash ribbons here. But then the hash ribbon showed you a buy signal here. And what that is showing is that the miners have capitulated, right? And the mining, the mining network, right? If you think of the Bitcoin network as the miners being the fundamental floor in the market, it's showing you that they, the miners that are profitable have stabilized, recovered, and achieved profitability, and that's going to have an upward effect on price. And it's worth mentioning that when the hash ribbon indicator, when it corrects itself and when it flips over, the only time it's ever given a false signal is really the only time really, and even this one played out significantly. But then you have the black swan event. Going back into what I've mentioned in previous videos, I don't really consider black swan events in my back testing. The March 2020 COVID event, because again, TA is not going to matter. Your signals, nothing matters during those times, right? It's price can do crazy stuff. But with that in mind, barring black swan events, this is 100 for 100 indicator. Buy signal here, buy signal here, and it doesn't always give you the buy signal absolutely at the lows. Price will rally off the lows before you get the signal, but it does seem to signal momentum in the market. Right, so this one gave it to you at all-time high. This one gave it to you right after the halving. So you have your halving here, right? So this red signal marks off the May 2020 halving, and typically right after the halving, you will see capitulation events in the market by miners. So when the block reward gets reduced, then all of a sudden the miners that are on the edge of profitability, they're kicked out of the market. They're forced to sell their treasuries onto the market, and that can cause some very erratic behavior in price. Now, again, on the macro, right, on the weekly time frame, this looks like straight up. But if you were trading in this consolidation, that like price moved, 10%, 20% within a matter of minutes here during these capitulations. And that's the type of thing where your technical analysis isn't going to be able to identify that in the chart, but you can kind of have a reasonable expectation to know that it will happen around the halving. And again, the halving has such an exponential effect on price that you want to get long, but sometimes if you're trying to get long too close to price, and you can't really see it with these movements here, but a lot of people are getting stopped out as these miners capitulate before the run up. But again, yeah, the hash ribbons, because it's it's not really a formulation to enter based on price action, but if you're thinking long-term spot accumulation, it's 100 for 100, really. It calls your lows here, just called everything essentially, even going back, right? So when you find an indicator that is 10 out of 10, it's pretty hard not to promote that, especially when it's tied into values from from actual data, from the Bitcoin network. Again, the whole economy of mining is something that I've discussed with a few people before, and I probably dug into it more than your average person. But really, there's a lot to unpack there, and but the I think it is important to not discount the effect that the mining network does have on price. Uh, Again, I can do a different video on that later, but I just wanted to do a quick video on the hash ribbons indicator, just give you guys this, you know, long-term source of edge. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and catch you guys later.